And we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome into the Flippin Hippos YouTube channel.
Hello.
Keith just ran by and said hi. I'm Star the Flippin Hippo, and I have a very special guest tonight. I am starting a new series on the channel. Let me mute my YouTube because I'm an amateur. I am starting a new series on this channel. It's going to be called Hanging with the Hippos, and I will be featuring different resellers on the channel for interviews. And it was only fitting to choose this person as my very, very first interview, because without him, we never would have started reselling and we wouldn't be successful. And he quickly moved from being a celebrity to a mentor to an actual really good friend of ours that we actually talked to on the phone, probably more than some of Keith's family. So everybody say hi to Casey, the Rockstarflipper.
Hey, everybody. I am Casey. Thank you, guys. Everybody say hi in the chat. I see them. Hello, and I am so happy to be here, and those are very sweet words. They are very good friends. I talk to them more than I talk to most everybody else, too, so that's a true story, actually.
Yeah, we talk on the phone at least once, if not more, a day.
Yeah, pretty much every day or at least every other day, yeah. So it's been awesome, and I've watched them not just as resellers, also here on YouTube and just in business in general. So it's been cool to watch. It's going on like 2 years, right?
I've been really involved for a year, but he's been at it for 2, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fun. So I am happy to be number one. I am popping the cherry. Woo!
Yeah, Casey, you were the only one that could be number one, right?
That's sweet. Thank you.
So I do actually have like a setup for this series, and we're going to follow like a certain pattern. Questions may change each week depending on who I have on. I'm going to try to like cater to them, but there's going to be 4 rounds of questions. The first 3 rounds will have 10 questions, and the first set will be very serious business related that I will interview Casey about his business and his entrepreneurship. And then we will get into the fun stuff. We're going to have a lightning round of random trivia of 10 questions to see what Casey knows. Kind of like, are you smarter than a 5th grader?
The answer is no.
And then we're going to have a quick this or that, where he's going to have to make quick decisions to pick between 2 things. And the 4th round, I told Casey he could bring 5 silly or ridiculous questions with him at the very end to ask of me.
I do have 5.
So, and then we'll open up the floor for you guys to ask questions at the very end. So if you want to hold your questions to the end and just kind of chat in the chat and listen to us so we can get through the interview. And then at the end, we will open up the floor. Okay?
Sounds good to me. And the truth, and the honest to God truth, I know people may not believe this. I don't know any of these questions. I have not been full warned or prepped or anything. It's all coming right out.
Yeah, that's the absolute truth. Actually, he called last night and he asked me how the layout was going to go. And I said, you can have a copy of the questions if you want. And he said, no. He's the guinea pig for the first episode. So we're just going to wing it and be surprised. I feel like a news anchorman with these papers. Don't they just do this?
You're so more prepared than I am.
Yeah, and actually Keith is in the chat. He did go on each of the sections and added an 11th question of his own. Since he won't come on camera and he won't be on the show, he did add his own question so he can be a part of this too. And he's in there watching. So let's just get started. The number 1 question is just tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been reselling, how you got started. It says, are you full-time, etc. For other people, we all know you're full-time, but
yeah. How did I get started? Okay, so my reselling career started about 13 to 14 years now. I moved to Florida. I'm originally from Maryland. I moved to Florida when I was 20. I am now 33, so 13 years ago. So that would have been 2000, and I moved here in 2005. It'll be 14 years this year. And I didn't have a job because when I left Maryland, I came to live with my parents at 20. I was graduated 2 years of college and still trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And so I began browsing Craigslist before Craigslist had categories. Believe it or not, circa 2005, 2006, Craigslist had one section that said for sale merchandise. It did not have each category. And so I would search that section every day. I would open it up and I'd look for everything I could find for sale that looked remotely cheaper than I thought it maybe should be. And then I would even negotiate beyond that. And so I would buy, like, one of the first things I bought was a pressure washer, actually. It was like listed for 150, and similar ones were selling for 175 and 200. People had them all listed. And so I called the guy up and I was like, I'll do 120, and he took it. And I put it right back up on Craigslist for 175, and it sold the next day. So I made $55 in one day off of that pressure washer. And I was doing that all day with as many things as I could find. It didn't matter what it was, as long as I could buy it cheap. And so that's how I got started. And then I used that money. I did some work with my dad, who owned his own company, but I used that money to kind of get started. I discovered eBay about 2007-ish, probably 2 years into living here. And I realized that a lot of the things I was selling locally, I could sell, the smaller things that I could sell on eBay, and they were worth more than I was getting locally. Like I bought them for 40 bucks, I was selling them for 60 or 70, and I was like, man, they're on eBay for 100, 120. I'm like, wow, let me get more money. And that's when the eBay career started. And so that's how I got started 12, 13 years ago.
Got hooked. I think you start to see the money on the sales, and it's like, why did I ever do anything else?
Yep. And honestly, I got an offer. A lot of you know one of my good friends, Dave. I got an offer to work for him about 1.5 years to 2 years after I moved here. And the pay was good. I mean, he offered me fair money, but I was making more reselling than I would have been sitting in his office working. And I politely declined and told him how much I was making. And he was like, wow, that's crazy. Okay. And I've never gone to work for anyone, ever.
Reading Jamie's comment. He sells online because he hates people.
Yeah, you know, originally, I'm going to be honest, I loved the interaction with people, being able to buy and sell stuff, but sometimes it didn't go so well. There was never any real big issues that I can think of back then, but there were some people that were shady or flaky, and I was like, man, I'd love to just sit on the computer and never have to deal with anyone. I was part of it, but I do like the interaction. I've come around.
Yeah, I don't, and I like, I'm really good at writing professional responses, you know that.
Yeah.
And I like that I get the time to think about it, because if someone's in my face yelling at me,
no bueno.
There's no filter. But at least if I get a moment to think, to type, I can conduct myself like a business person. All right, number 2, what platforms do you sell on? Which one's your favorite? Which one's your least favorite, and why?
Okay, so currently, I'll break them each down. We sell on eBay on 2 stores. One of mine is very public. It's Treasure Chest FL, like Florida, Treasure Chest Florida, with just the FL. We sell a lot of clothing, some smaller electronics, just random stuff on that store. It does a couple thousand a month, you know, anywhere between 2,000 and 3,000 a month in sales, give or take. We have another store, and the only reason I have a second store is because of being on social media and YouTube. You kind of have to have something that's private and to yourself, because sometimes not everyone likes you. You can't make everyone happy. And so just in the event that someone, you know, wanted to, outlay any kind of anger towards me, I want to have something that's private. That store does, you know, quite a bit more. It's mainly focused on electronics, say like iPods, tablets, video game systems, video games. So we have that store. Amazon, we used to do a majority of our sales on Amazon in 2015, 2016, but I lost a lot of my sources. We still do some electronics and video games on there. It's probably just about, you know, anywhere from 1,500 to 2,500 a month on there. And then we do very little on Posh. I am on Posh. I'm not the expert. I'll be the first to tell you it's been exactly a year. I looked, we started in March last year on Posh. And so we probably only sell about maybe like 15 items, 1 item every other day or so on Posh. And but it's a great platform. I mean, I love what they did with it. It's succeeded where other ones didn't. And my least favorite is probably out of those Posh, simply because it takes a lot of work and a lot of sharing. It's not the one we use the most. I love Amazon the best. It's easier, it's quicker, it's faster, it's more profit. It does cost more money to get inventory for Amazon, but I love the outlay. The only advantage that I personally give for my business, eBay over Amazon, is that I can sell so much more stuff on eBay than I can Amazon. There's so many restricted gated items on Amazon. Not that Amazon's bad, it's great, but I love being able to buy something and know that I can put it on eBay no matter what it is. So they're kind of 50-50. I have a little love for both of them.
You probably have a little bit of hate for both of them.
Yeah, a little bit of hate. And then, oh yeah, we do sell every once in a while. I'll get crazy and I'll buy something big and we'll flip it on a local website, which in fact, actually, I'm glad I said that. You guys might know we're selling this tomorrow. I got that popcorn maker. Yep. It's just a little mini one.
Oh my God.
So like that's something I would never ship. So I just threw it up on our local marketplace for like 40 bucks and somebody wants it. So we'll sell it. Somebody will come grab it. There's a local business right at the end of my neighborhood that I meet everyone at. Never let anyone come to your house. I'll just take it down there and I get 40 bucks for it. So we do a little sales like that here and there.
Yeah. goal is to someday have a theater at home with one of those.
Get the full size one. Friend of mine has one.
I want like a full size because I love popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a video on how to make
Mm-hmm.
popcorn that tastes like the movie theater.
I know, it was a good video. I watched it.
Oh, I just finished my popcorn this morning for breakfast.
Not a surprise that my fat self watches your food videos because I love to eat, I swear.
Well, yeah, everyone loves to eat, but they're good too because like we're always busy, and as resellers, you don't want to be in the kitchen for an hour with cooking and cleaning.
No.
You put it in the pot, cooks all day, got one pot to clean, and if you have leftovers, you just stick it in the fridge anyway, so you really don't have dishes.
Correcto. That's why I watch some of that stuff. I do watch videos about cooking quick because we do not spend time in the kitchen. Definitely.
Yeah, I love one pot wonders, crock pots. You know, we order out more, but that's such a waste of money because it takes you 10 minutes to eat it, and you're just eating because you have to.
Yep.
You die if you did it.
Rinse and recycle tomorrow with the exact same thing you did today, except you have less money because you spent money on stuff.
Yeah. All right, number 3. What item or category that you want to share? Because I know that, you know, we don't always tell everyone everything, like you said. We have things that we sell that we don't share. But of the things that you're willing to talk about, what do you sell the most of?
So it's probably a split. We sell quite a bit of clothing and shoes, of course. And then the second backup category would be our small electronics. Everyone that searches my eBay store sees that I sell like, you know, little handheld video games or little like the solitary or poker games. We sell iPods from time to time or video games from time to time. That small electronic market is kind of my thing. There are 2 categories I'll talk about. These are mainly my Amazon and other eBay store ones. Really, it's no secret, my fiance, Kate, she's into photography. She is a photographer. So cameras and lenses and GoPros and DSLRs and point and shoots are all something we're really knowledgeable about. So that is somewhere that we can make a lot of money without actually selling a lot of items. You can buy a camera, a nice DSLR high-end camera. You might be able to pick it up for $200 or $300 and flip it for $400 or $500. So you just do a couple of those a month and you can make $1,000 profit. So that's one category that we do well on. I'm not afraid to hide that. If you guys find cameras, lenses, DSLRs, high-end point and shoots, reds, by all means, buy them. They're super hot, super popular, and they will sell. Just know what you're doing, know if they work, know how to test them, all that good stuff, of course.
Our best flip to date is a Polaroid that went for, was it like 500?
375.
375. Geez, I'm bad with numbers, but
Yeah.
we got it from these cute little old people for like $40 in a yard sale. They gave us 2 cameras.
Wow.
The Polaroid sold for $375 to a photography studio in New York.
Yeah, see, and there's so many needs for, like, there's such a market. It's not just people wanting a camera like, oh, I need a new camera to take my eBay photos. Like, yeah, that's one market, or an aspiring photographer who wants to learn. There's, you know, movie sets and old time collectors, and there's so many markets for cameras. Even the old, we found one at the flea market, one of those old accordion ones that flips out. The guy wanted a little much for it, but it was worth $200 or $300, and he was asking like $150. I almost pulled the trigger on it. And there's just so many of those. So cameras and lenses, a huge, huge market if you can get into it. The second market, which I don't recommend, and this is just kind of in my past, it's good for anyone to make money on if you really, really know what you're doing. But be careful. Huh?
I said, I know where you're going.
Yeah, it's kind of the cell phone market, but I highly, it's not that I don't recommend this. I don't recommend it. If you're newer, do not sell cell phones. If you're somewhat newer, don't sell cell phones. Only if you consider yourself a complete expert, if you have a ton of money and you really, really know the law and the rules and how it works, then maybe. Otherwise, for 99% of the people, don't sell cell phones. But it is a profitable market. The reason is everyone needs a phone. Everyone has a phone. Everyone breaks a phone. Everyone loses a phone. Everyone wants the newest, greatest thing. Nobody can stay the same. So it is a fluid market, but it's very, very risky. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Okay, so because it's often different what you sell the most of and what you enjoy doing, what's your favorite thing to flip and your least favorite?
Oh boy. Okay, my least favorite thing is probably far and away shoes. Now, shoes sell good. I sell a lot of I sell, this is going to come to a surprise to some people. I sell a lot of shoes. We make good money on shoes. We've sold hundreds and hundreds of pairs of shoes in the last, since the beginning of the year. The reason I don't like them they require a lot of prep work. We wipe them down and clean them, and they tend to have quite a bit of returns because there's so many things that can go wrong with them. The soles, the insoles, the corners, people being picky. And just shoes just give me, I don't mind shoes. It's not that I don't necessarily like selling them, but on a business side of things, I don't like it because there's just so many issues. But I make a lot of money on shoes. So
they're skeevy.
Yeah, that's not even that bad for me. The prep work is a pain. I wipe everything down or polish dress shoes. That's just annoying. It's just annoying stuff to me. My favorite thing to list, probably the video game system and video games. I'm a huge nerd at heart, so I love that stuff, especially vintage. Other than that, I love 80s toys. Anytime we get like old action figures, like we have the wrestling ones from the 90s, those are cool. I love old toys. I love them to death. And the problem is I want to keep them. So
yeah, like almost everything that comes through here that's comic book related doesn't leave, like this shirt.
Really?
Yeah, I come home with t-shirts every set. They're 99 cents.
Yeah, 99 cents. You can't beat it.
So I stock up on my comic book shirts because they're like $25 new at the comic book store.
Mm-hmm.
But I get stuff like that intending to flip it, and it's like, it's about something I like. Okay, your favorite place to source?
Flea markets. By far flea markets, because you see the most random people, the most craziest stuff, the most interesting stuff. You never know what you're going to find. And when you walk into a thrift store, Salvation Army, Goodwill, you know pretty much what they're going to charge you for every item. There's like almost no mystery to it. When you go to a flea market, man, the deals you can get are crazy.
But sometimes they're not. Remember that lady at the flea market in Florida we went to?
Oh yeah, yeah, and sometimes they're not. Like, hey, that's an amazing unopened Bath and Body Works body cream you got there. How much? That'll be $50. Have you seen them on eBay?
Yeah, this lady, you guys told Casey and Keith they were looking at these. I can't even remember the brand, but these really nice shirts. And she said, "Oh, if you make a bundle, I'll give you a discount." So Casey spent like 10 minutes picking out like what 50 items. And
it's like the Harley shirt and country western shirts and a bunch of other stuff.
For the pearl snaps, and you picked some belts. He took all this time, and then like her big deal, giving him wholesale prices, which I'll give you wholesale, pick a bunch. She gave you what, like $1 off?
Yeah, she was like, oh, well, at first I was like, how much is this? I don't know, whatever shirt it was. I was like, how much is this shirt? She goes, it depends. Which shirt is it? Immediately I was like, oh, here we go. And she's like, that one's going to be 15 and that one's going to be 12. I'm like, Jesus. So then I'm like, all right, I'll take all these after looking them all up. And she's like, I'll do $11 a shirt. You got 9 there? That's $99. Just make it 100 even. I'm like, are you kidding me? Those are.
She said, do you even realize what these are?
Yeah. She was pretty. She was an older lady. I get it. Some of them are stuck in their ways. Whatever.
Yeah, but then there was the guy with the table, everything for $1. And
yeah, the first place we walked into with that clothing, the guy's just like, oh, $1 each, $1 each, $1 each. I'm like, yes. The dude, there's a lady at well, it's an older guy, but his wife's been doing it. She's at the flea market here that I took Bill and Dave to, and all of her shirts are $5. But she only gets these crazy Hawaiian or Western shirts with all these crazy graphics. And like, I know it's $5 for a shirt. And so I ended up buying 5 from her, and she gave them to me for 20 for $4 each. I'm like, hey, thanks. So you can find awesome stuff at flea markets. Awesome.
Yes, you can. Okay.
Always negotiate too.
Yes, always negotiate, even though we hate when people do it to us. What is your favorite task or part of the job of reselling and your least favorite?
Oh, this one. Can anybody in the chat guess? Everyone guess. Let's see if anybody gets it right. But at least for my least favorite. Do you know what my least favorite is? Let's see how good you are. I'm going to start with that.
Your least favorite is listing.
Yes, absolutely. Like everyone's least favorite is the actual listing. Actually, you know what? Because Kate does all the photography and photos, I really don't like taking photos, even though that's easier. It's just kind of her thing. And if I get photos with bad angles or shadows, I get super annoyed. Even though I can almost always fix them in editing, I just hate photos. I cannot stand taking photos. I would rather, if somebody took 100 photos and had them all set to me and I had to just type the drafts, I would rather do the drafts than the photos. I can't stand photos. I think that's just from letting Kate do it all the time. Mm-hmm. My most favorite part, I have 2. So somebody said sourcing, grand larceny. How you doing, by the way?
Let me girl Caitlin, Keith says.
What did Keith say?
He wants to know if we can borrow Caitlin. We have to.
Oh, can we borrow
Florida, and then we can borrow her, right?
Yeah, right. So I do like sourcing. Turns out, obviously, I love shopping and spending money and sourcing. I get annoyed with sourcing. After a long day, I'm over it. I'm fed up. But one of my very favorite parts of just resale in general, I am a numbers guy. I think everyone knows that. I don't like data entry, but I like accounting. I like looking at profits and what I've made and how much we've spent. I love it. Like, it just gives me a rush. So the physical work of it isn't bad. You're just typing numbers in. It gets mundane for a while, but I love the accounting side of it.
Oh yeah, that when you first start, you're in the red for a very long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember watching GoDaddy, and the minute it turned black, we were like, yes! And we've been in the black ever since. So yeah, I get that. It's fun to watch your numbers climb. And if you keep good track of your stuff, you can kind of track what times of the year are going to be typically slow.
Yep.
And you can prepare for that and stuff.
Yeah, I can go back to any month for any year, like look up March 2018, March 2017. The other thing about that is, and this is what's real important, it's not just that it gives me a rush of excitement, but I can see as the month goes, week 1, week 2, day 10, day 15, day 20, whether I'm above or below where I think I should be or where I need to be. And so that's kind of my motivation. Numbers motivate me. If I'm doing really bad for the month, I'll push myself because I'm like, man, I've only made $500 this month. I should be at 1,000. I've got to get to work. Or, hey, I've made 1,500. I'm supposed to be at 1,000. I'm doing okay. I still want to work, but I don't have to like freak out. So
yeah, you could take a day off or something.
Yeah. Virginia says she likes packing orders, shipping.
Good grief.
That'd probably be in the middle of the line. I don't mind shipping. It's not bad. It's just, that's one of those average things. Just click the button, hit print label, and stick it on. I mean, that's not bad. The only time I don't like shipping is when we have like a Frankenbox item that I can't get into anything. Then I go crazy. I'll just throw it across the room. I'm like, nope, It's not getting shipped today.
Keith gets so frustrated. And now we do same day shipping.
Oh, God.
We cut off at 2 p.m.
I was going to ask her that.
But there's certain items we have next day because in the past he's flipped out and thrown them out. And he's like, I just can't. You have to give me more time. Like rock band guitars, you do have to Frankenbox those.
Yep.
And they can be a pain in the butt. So we have some items that we specifically will never do same day shipping on, just so he has time.
In case Keith cares.
Did you see it? Oh, we have a neighborhood. We don't even have yard sales right now. There's like 2 dots every weekend, but we live here. But right up the street, like 5 minutes away, there's an affluent neighborhood where all the rich folks live. And every year they have a neighborhood sale. And every year we walk away with like 20 rock band guitars for like $20. I found a vintage giant, like 4-foot pound puppy one year.
Oh, that's a good find.
So I'm really excited. I can't wait because that's where we get all our rock band guitars every year. It's at this neighborhood sale. The Frankenbox stuff, I guarantee you, we very rarely ship things late because we have all 1-day handling. But whenever I get a late ding of like it didn't get scanned today, if you look, we probably have 3 or 4 of them. If you look down those 3 or 4, it's always the big Frankenbox items that I gave up on. I'm like, it'll go tomorrow. Just leave it. Yep. All right. I did see Meryl had a question. If you can retype it at the end, we will answer you. I promise. Number 7 and number 8 should probably be one question, but that's cool. Share a BOLO and share a NOLO. And for those of you in the chat, if you don't know what those are, a BOLO is an acronym for be on the lookout for. Cops use it too. For criminals, we use it for items that you should be sourcing. And a NOLO is the opposite. Don't buy it. Nope. So share one of each with us if you would.
Okay, BOLO, I'm going to go back to one of my favorite items, to the old vintage toys, 80s, 90s. I am a typical 80s kid, male boy kid, and I super love He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Anything you can get, He-Man, Masters of the Universe, or She-Ra. Also Thundercats, which was kind of like the little Thundercat thing. So those are amazing. It doesn't matter if it's like Skull Dungeon, Skull Mountain, He-Man and any of his different outfits. She-Ra in the outfit, she had like 8 different outfits. All of those, from the toys, the movie posters. We sold a set of, remember back in the day, McDonald's had the glasses. They had a He-Man set. Those sold for $39.99 for a set of 4 of those. So that was really good. We got them for 50 cents a piece. He-Man, the He-Man toys, the light up saber. with the noise maker thing is expensive. Go look that up. Somebody will know what I'm talking about. Anything He-Man. I love He-Man for bolos. And that goes for any 80s toys. You know, obviously the G.I. Joes and Monsters in My Pocket and all that. But
yeah, and the original Turtles.
Yep. NOLO. No, an item not to buy. Put me on the spot here. What's one that I dread, that I hate, that I think is terrible? People are gonna yell Beanie Babies in the chat, but me and Keith had a Beanie Baby talk the other day when I was eating dinner about lots of Beanie Babies, and he's like, "You can have them if you sell them." I don't mind selling Beanie Babies. Can I use Disney VHSs?
Yeah.
Any Disney VHSs, Black Diamond or otherwise, pretty much VHSs in general. I would say one of my biggest NOLOs that's legit is DVDs are almost terrible unless they're seasons of TV shows are really popular, really hot ones, and you have to get a great deal on them. 98.9% of DVDs are worthless.
Yeah, and they're disappointing. I found an original from the 80s, Creep Show 2, by George Romero, who created Zombies. If you guys don't know that, he's the godfather of zombies. He just passed away. He's no longer with us. And so he's like a legend in the horror community. And Stephen King was a writer and in the show, and so was his son. And I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be worth so much money. So we were at a church sale, and I kind of grabbed it and was walking around with it. And Keith walked up and said, put it back.
Yeah.
And I was shocked. Like, I don't have I should have just bought it for myself.
Just to keep it. I was going to say to keep it, yeah.
Yeah, I do have the original Creep Show. The first one. This was the second one. But I was shocked. Like, I'm sitting there thinking, as a horror movie aficionado and a total...
That's surprising, actually. I'm surprised, too.
Yeah, like, Romero is the godfather of zombies. How is that not worth more money? It had Stephen King on it. Like,
what was it worth? Was it worth anything?
People were selling for $4 with free shipping.
Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I'm going to add a bonus BOLO for everyone, and this is a question I have. I'm not going to give away the question, but this is the answer, my answer to my own question I'm going to ask Star later. About a year and a half ago, I bought a t-shirt for $1, and I think I mentioned this to Keith. I don't know if I told you this, but I bought a Halloween Horror Nights, which is an event here at Universal Orlando, and they have it all over the country. It was year 5. Every year, the Halloween Horror Nights park comes out with a t-shirt that says year 5, year 6. We're up to like year 30 now. And so year 5 must have been like circa 97, 98, something like that. And it was Tales from the Crypt, the little dude from Tales from the Crypt. I bought that shirt in a 1 to 10 condition. It was probably an 8. No damage, no stains. It was in great condition. I bought that shirt for $1 at a Salvation Army. It's on one of my videos. I'll pull the video later. And I sold it on eBay in a couple of days for $55. I put it up for $75. Somebody made a $55 offer. I took it, which was fair. They were selling anywhere from $50 to $100, right in the middle. All these old Halloween, most Halloween Horror Nights shirts I get $15, $20. This one I did really well on. After I sold it, literally the minute I dropped it off at the post office, I almost threw myself into traffic because I was like, I want that shirt. Like, what was I thinking? I almost want to go back in my sales and find the person and offer to buy back from them. But because the chances of me ever finding that shirt again are almost non-existent.
I would have it.
Yeah, so with that being said, a big, huge BOLO is anything Halloween, horror, monsters, Tales from the Crypt, shirts, collectibles, especially Halloween Horror Nights. That stuff is crazy.
And the Universal Studio monsters, the original Frankenstein, Wolfman, Dracula.
Yes.
Trey likes those things.
Yep. So it wasn't that I thought that I could have got more money out of it. Maybe. The money wasn't even the issue. The fact that I sold that shirt and I should have kept it. I was pissed.
I want that shirt.
I know.
All right. We are on question number 9. So you guys all hear the adage, and I say it all the time because I'm a horrible example of a person sometimes. We all have heard, do as I say, not as I do, right? Mm-hmm. So what is something that you continually do, or something you don't do that you should be doing, that you need to tell everyone else to not do as you're doing, but do as you say? Okay.
So there is something actually. This is putting me on hot seat. If I had a chance to prep for this shows you that I didn't have a chance to prep. One thing that I do all the time. Okay, 2 things. I do know both of them. One is packing slips. I constantly do not put packing slips in boxes or envelopes. The reason is I feel like it's a waste of label paper, labels, whatever. And I did a video the other day about 88 million lost packages a year from the USPS end up at some secret Fort Knox facility to sell off for the USPS for profit. Now, the thing about that is I always tell people it's a huge waste of time to stick packing slips into the packages. In hindsight, I still don't do it, but I probably should, and I should teach a newbie to do it, because in the event that your label was to get peeled off of a package, a box or an envelope, there's no other way for them to identify it and get it back to anybody. It's just laying there as an empty box, or a box with no label, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But the USPS policy is that they are to open those packages. And if they opened it and you had a packing slip in it, they would be able to figure out who it came from, where it was going, and get it back to you or the customer. And it could potentially, let's say you shipped a $55 shirt. If that happens and there's no packing slip and it goes to loss, guess what? It was a first class package. You're out $55 because the customer's going to get refunded and your package is just gone. You didn't do priority. There's no insurance because most of us aren't going to insure that. And so you're done. If you had a packing slip, could have saved yourself $55. Now the chances of that happening are slim to none, but it could happen. So do as I say, not as I do. Probably a good idea to put packing slips and stuff. But I've never done it. I've never done it. So
I kind of agree that it's a waste of time and money, but I would say look at this piece of hair. I would say that if you have something expensive, maybe put a packing slip in. But if you're selling, your bread and butter and your filler items, and
because
thank you card anyway, so they could find us and ask.
Honestly, if one item in your whole history of 5 years of selling goes bad, missing, and you lose $50, how much time and money and labels and effort did you waste on thousands of packing slips in that 5 years? So it probably wouldn't outweigh it. Kind of like the old insurance thing. Like if you paid for insurance on everything, you would have paid more in the insurance than you would have paid just replacing an item if it happened. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of an iffy type thing. The other thing that I do as I say, not as I do, I am really, really bad about packing supplies. This is kind of more of a prep thing. I will wait until Kate goes, hey, we don't have any bubble wrap. And I'm like, I hear it, but I don't process it. And so I'm like, okay, I'll get bubble wrap. And like 3 days later, she's like, you think you're going to get bubble wrap ever? And I'm like, yeah, I got it, whatever. And like 3 more days later, I'm like, I'll get it, relax. And then 3 more days later, she already bought it. So always buy more supplies than you need. Always prep and keep an eye on the level of your supplies. I am the absolute worst at running out of everything.
See, and I am, you know how detailed and OCD I am.
Yeah.
When I get to next to the last, like second to last package of poly, second to last roll of labels, I want to order more. And Keith's like you, and it's like, I'm not going to lie, there's been times at midnight we're at Walmart looking for bubble wrap because he didn't go get some when I told him to. And he's like, but you order it too soon. And I'm like, but it's never too soon. I'm the same way with groceries. If I have half of something left, it goes on the list. And I buy 2 of everything, usually like cleaners and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm probably a little overboard the other way. But if you open the last of something, at the very least, if it's not second to last, order more.
No way. I literally will lie about excuses where I'm like, it's May 28th. We don't have it in the budget for this month's supplies to get that. We need to wait 3 days. Kate will be like, excuse me? Like, I'm just saying.
I can see her saying that.
Like, I'm just any excuse not to do it. Okay,
number 10. The best piece of advice you can give another reseller, whether they're seasoned or new.
Cliche, totally cliche, but you get what you put in. Every day that I don't work, and this is a 2-part. So you get what you put in, whatever you put into it, you will get out of it. And if you don't work, you are going to get punished for not working. If you wake up Monday morning and you don't do jack and you just screw around and do nothing, you may not be punished on Monday. You may not even be punished on Tuesday. It is going to catch up to you, and you're going to be punished with a 0 sales day, 0 this, 0 that. Every day that you take off, you better believe that there's going to be an equalizing date of no money, no work, no nothing. And so if you take a week off, you may do your best week of sales ever, but I can guarantee you the following week, you are going to do nothing. If we rewind to when I got a 7-day eBay jail suspension, for 3 or 4 days of not listing, we did fine. We sold plenty of stuff. Right around day 5 or day 6, it dropped in half. And then right at day 7, the day that I was allowed to come back into listing, we did 0 sales for the first time in years. And for the next 3 to 4 days, even though I was listing again, it still did not go up for almost a week. So if you choose not to do something, eventually at some point you will get punished. I assure you.
Absolutely. I agree. I mean, it took us, we didn't have days of zero sales, but after eBay opened last year, and then after we visited you in Florida, each time our sales were down. It took like a week or two of doubling our work of what we normally do to even get back to where we were.
That's why I was absolutely thankful that my mom last year, well, when she came to Vegas, so 2 years ago in Vegas, my mom stayed home and shipped for us. She house sat for me and watched. So I didn't have to turn anything off. It just went as normal. We didn't get any listings done. We had taken a bunch of photos and did a few while we were on the plane and there and that, but it was still okay. Last year, my brother did it for me, but this year it looks like we're going to have to turn our store off. And I'm like, you know, Amazon is great because it's FBA, but eBay, you don't have that option. So
no,
you get punished. It happens. And vacation mode is one of the worst things you can do. Man, that algorithm knows. It knows.
It does. And when you have 11-day handling.
Yeah, no kidding. And you know what? They should have a thing that says, hey, eBay, I'm at eBay Open supporting you. Can you not crush our store? Thanks.
Yeah. All right. So that is the last of the serious questions. So your takeaway should be your biggest piece of advice from Casey is look for cameras, look for He-Man, put packing slips in, especially even if it's only expensive items, I should say, and put in the work or you're not going to make money. And I say that to you guys all the time. I tell people that all the time. If you're not working, you're not a reseller, you're a shopper.
Yeah, that's
my tough love. But all right, so now we're going to get into the lightning round. I have 10 of mine and 1 from Keith. I'll do his last.
Okay.
Random questions just to see what kind of knowledge you have. Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
No.
We'll start easy, okay? What's the capital of Florida?
Tallahassee.
Bing, bing, bing. Can you spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
Absolutely not without a lot more time to prep.
Okay. Do you know what a group of unicorns is called?
A herd?
No, they are called a blessing.
Oh, I was going to actually call it fake, but okay.
They're called a blessing. I think that was cute.
Okay. That's kind of cool.
Do you know which planets in the solar system are known as the gas giants?
Yes. Jupiter, Saturn. Is there 3?
There's 4.
There's 4. Is Venus one?
No.
Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. I thought Venus would have been the 4th. Is Mars a gas one? No, Mars is a gas. No. I don't know the 4th one. Crap.
Neptune.
Oh, God. 3 out of 4 is not bad.
No, I didn't even know them. So
C plus. C plus.
What is the tiny plastic covering of the tip of a shoelace called?
A cap?
An aglet.
Who knows this?
Aglet. All right. Which Hollywood movie showed the first toilet flush?
Whoa. Well, that's got to be like circa 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Is it one hint? Is it a silent movie or not? Is it a mute one or not a mute one?
It has sound.
Is it Casablanca?
No.
Ugh, I don't know.
Psycho.
Really?
Yes, it's 1960.
Wow.
Yep, Psycho.
Wow. Huh.
Showed the first toilet flush. So what is strange about the casino? Well, it says the casinos in Las Vegas, but it's all casinos. What is the one strange thing about casinos?
There's 2 that I know of. 2 that rumors, strange things. So one is the air conditioning. Does it have to do with the air conditioning?
No.
Oh. Many people don't know, but the casinos pump in stuff in the air conditioning vents, not only to keep you cool, but to keep you awake and keep you adrenalized, so you'll keep playing. Strange things about casinos. Oh, do they not have a 13th floor?
That's not it.
I don't know.
Somebody in the chat's cheating and gave you the answer.
No windows or clocks. Oh, nice. That's not surprising.
They don't want you to know what time it is. They want you to
They don't want you to pay attention to the time, night and dark. And yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, the AC thing is absolutely a fact. They did an interview with Steve Wynn, the owner of the Wynn, that they do pump things into the air conditioning. It's perfectly legal. And isn't it, they don't have 13th floor, right? Do they skip a floor? Unlucky or something?
I think some of them have it.
I'm not sure. I have to check on that one. Wow, the windows and clocks is pretty cool. Thank you, Megan. That's crazy.
Okay, so number 8 is, what is the number 1 topping ordered on pizzas in Australia?
It's gotta be, hold on. It's gotta be, is it Vegemite?
No, it's really gross.
Anchovies?
It's eggs.
Ew.
Like they put egg. I don't know if they're fried or hard boiled or what, but eggs on a pizza is
hard boiled might not be terrible.
Bleh. All right, 8 million years ago, what animals were over 9 feet long and weighed 1,500 pounds?
8 million years ago?
They were 9 feet long and weighed 1,500 pounds, and they are a common, I'll give you a clue, they are a common household pet now.
It must be a saber-toothed cat.
No. I really like this one. Guinea pigs!
Shut up.
Yes, have you ever seen like the capybaras? They were like that.
Oh, yeah. Holy crap, 1,000 pounds. That's nuts. Yeah, Donna McCartney just said we'd never make it on Jeopardy. No, we never would.
Heather, I see your question. We'll get to you at the end, okay? Yeah. Number 10, can you name the top 2 professions for psychopaths?
Top 2 professions?
Where they would succeed the best because of their psychopathy and their behaviors and stuff.
Well, one that obviously comes to mind would have to be like a psychiatrist, psychologist, something like that.
No, that was actually number 4, I believe.
Oh, and then the other one would have to be, my head says lawyer, but that because Ted Bundy was a law student, but I'm going to go with Ted Bundy was, I just watched the Ted Bundy one too. They'd have to be lawyer. It'd have to be lawyer. It has to be.
Yes, lawyer's number 2.
Yeah.
Yes, number 1 is CEO because they have no they have no problem with crushing people on their way to the top.
Oh my God. Yeah. So that I guess
we're not talking about like violent psychopaths, but there are like lots of psychopaths in the world.
That just came to mind. We literally just watched the Ted Bundy movie two days ago with Zac Efron.
Oh my God, wasn't it good?
Oh, it was amazing. His portrayal of Ted Bundy was amazing. And he looks like him, like so. So there were some scenes where they did the actual news footage and back, and Kate's like, is that Zach or is that him? I'm like, that's actually him. That's not Zach.
Yeah, and I kept telling Keith, oh my God, this is exactly like if you've seen the documentaries about him.
Yes, I watched the real one too.
So good. And the viewpoint from the girl, I felt some type of way after that movie. Like, I almost felt like he was innocent, and I was sad, and I'm like, I can't feel that way about him. But,
no, there's no way he was innocent. There's no way.
That's the point. He had so much charisma. He had everybody fooled.
He did, yeah.
All
salesman. Right. Megan said salesman. A car salesman actually might have been a good guess too.
So your bonus 11th question from Keith. Who was the only U.S. president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms?
Now I'm going to be embarrassed if I don't get this right, because the truth is I'm a huge presidential history buff. I can name every president in order just about. I think I can still do it. So it had to be Franklin, or not Franklin, Harrison.
Nope.
Damn it. Hold on.
The
Roosevelt's were back. Roosevelt was 4 in a row. Benjamin Harrison, 2. Garfield?
Nope.
I'm done. I give up.
Grover Cleveland.
Oh, I was in the right general area, vicinity. I'm embarrassed that I didn't know that. I literally, somebody's going to quiz me. I can't do it right now, but there used to be this book my mom bought me when I was like 8, and it made a, what is it called when you associate something with something else and then in a row you do it to memorize like the order of something?
Oh. Like when
you know what I'm talking about?
Out of the letters, yeah.
So there was this story book that my mom. This was a little flip book thing, and it was like Jefferson rode down a river underneath of a mad sun, Madison, and so it gave this whole story. I knew every president in a row in a line, and I could probably still do it if I had a chance to think about it. But yeah, I love presidential history. Okay, I thought Cleveland. Yeah, that's okay. That makes sense.
So we're going to do the this or that. Now, the thing about this or that, you can't take time to think. I want you to go like with your initial instinctual, just pick one, and none of this copying out of, well, I don't want either. I want a third choice. You got to pick one.
Okay.
Number 1 is going to be the hardest for you. Tacos or nachos?
Nachos.
Text or call?
Text.
Morning or night?
Night.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Halloween or Christmas?
Halloween.
Swim in a pool or in the ocean?
Ocean.
Horror or action?
Horror.
Netflix or Hulu?
Ooh, Netflix. But Hulu has MASH, just as a side note.
Okay, and the last one from me is a big party or a small gathering?
Small gathering.
And Keith's bonus is PlayStation or Xbox?
Oh, he's going to kill me. PlayStation.
He said you'd pick PlayStation too. He did.
Yeah, that's all I've ever had is PlayStations. Yeah, on it. Somebody's gonna yell about my small party or big gathering thing. I really do like small hangouts with 4, 5, 6 people, like our Top Golf thing, whatever. But the whole huge gathering thing in Vegas, I love big events and stuff. But personally, I love being able to interact with the 5 or 6 close people that I'm with a lot. So I have some awesome stuff for. Star here. I have some great questions for Star. Now, yeah, this is gonna be good. But also, while we're doing stars, I want people to come up with some stuff for us both in the chat that we can answer, either normal questions, whatever you guys want to ask about any of the stuff we talked about tonight, or normal questions, and also some this or that's. If you'd like to add some in there, we will be happy to do those. So a few of these I think I may know the answer to, but let's roll with it. I put 6 or 7 actually. So this is going to be a mix of this or that or questions. I'll start with the questions. What is the biggest mistake you've made since you've been selling?
Me personally or us as a whole business?
Both, either, whichever.
I'd have to say it's the biggest mistake I've ever made is sending the wrong item, probably. And I just talked about that. So it happened very recently. I had 2 little mermaids in the same bag, and I sent the wrong mermaid. I've mixed stuff up like that before.
Did you switch it to 2 people, or is it just one person got?
No, I grabbed the wrong mermaid out of the bag.
Oh, okay. Which worse? I've done the switch it, send it to 2 wrong people.
But those people were nice. This lady's mean, so it's a bigger mistake. I did it to a mean person. That or maybe like when in the beginning sourcing the wrong stuff as you're learning, but
that happens to everyone.
And shipping mistakes, but I mean. Like I said, I started in like a year ago. Keith did this for almost a year on his own, I guess. But he watched your videos a long time before he even delved in. Like
mistake number 1, watching Casey.
Yeah, that was our biggest mistake. No, I'm kidding.
Well, to follow that, now that you said that, with Keith being ahead of you so far, because obviously you guys were together before that. What do you think it was a mistake for you to have waited as long as you did? Now I know you have other insinuating factors, but do you wish you had started earlier?
Yes, but for different reasons.
Right. Okay.
I didn't start earlier because I still worked outside of the house.
Right,
I started because I got disabled. If we had found out about reselling like 5 years ago and we were both able-bodied and we could do and quit our jobs, absolutely. But I kind of was in a sink or swim because you got nothing else.
Yeah. So let's flip it. What's the best thing that's happened as a reseller? Your best, not just your best flip, maybe, because you just told us about that, but like the best part of your reselling so far.
I honestly enjoy the relationships we've made with other people in the community. You guys and Sid and Dave and Bill and
Colleen.
We said her at the same time.
She's in the chat. She was in the chat.
Yeah, and Jamie and Holly and Lance and Justin.
Hey, I said don't get crazy. You said Jamie, let's not get crazy out of here. Let's not get out of control.
But like I've made actual real friends. Like not just people I'm gonna see once a year at eBay Open. And
yeah. Hey, let's say, honestly, I could put that out there too. Like a lot of people, they may know this, but a lot of us that make YouTube videos or are part of groups or whatever, we are friends outside of this. We talk, we all have group texts and chats, and we call each other, and like we, negotiate things of deals and merchandise and talk about mistakes or content or you guys put questions in our Facebook group, and we'll go, if we don't know the answer, we'll talk to each other about it and come up with the best possible answer for you guys. And then we also talk about like, hey Star, did you see that stupid Netflix show last night? Like, so we talk about everything. So it is genuinely like friendships, and it's awesome. It's one of my favorite parts of what I do. I would never take it back. So even if
I didn't
Even if
like
go
everybody,
ahead.
but like I'm really close with Hip Flippin' Mama and Noelle,
She's a
Wade,
sweetheart.
and Dominic. I mean, there's just so, like you said, they're actual friendships. These are people that will FaceTime me or call me over lunch. Colleen's called just to have lunch with, like, you eat together, you know.
If we didn't have eBay opener conferences, we would still like, and we did. You guys have came down here for just to hang out for a weekend. I mean, we would still plan trips somehow to like go do something. So
yeah.
Even without eBay open, but it's awesome. So that is like kind of the answer. I knew the answer to that, but I love, like, that's the best part. One of the best parts of what we do reselling, on top of making money.
Well, yeah, that, and I can't get fired when I'm having a bad back day. So
that too. All right. So some of this or that. Newer movies or classic movies?
Depends on the genre.
Oh, Jesus. Name one of each. A newer movie and a classic movie.
Name a horror. See, look, you see where my mind went. Horror movies are better classic. Psycho or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original.
Yeah.
And a new good movie is Endgame.
Duh, I knew that one was coming. Fast food or sit-down restaurant?
Sit-down restaurant. We don't eat fast food.
Oh, thank God.
Unless you count Five Guys, but.
Oh, I had Five Guys the other day. Kate got I went to Five Guys and Kate got a bacon cheese dog. I'm like, I'm going to a burger place. You're getting a bacon cheese dog. Easy.
Yeah.
Okay, beaches or mountains?
Mountains.
Yeah. Okay. Favorite place in the world if you could live anywhere, and favorite place in the world if you could just travel there but not live there.
If I could live anywhere in the world,
yes.
I'd probably go back home to Arizona. And just to travel,
without living there.
I'd love to see the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least one. Ireland or England, something. I heard
that's on my list. That's on my list. Favorite dessert food.
Oh boy, I don't eat a lot of desserts.
What?
I really don't. Like once a year, we go to Chili's and get that 2 for $2, whatever, and we share that hot cookie in the pan. You know what I'm talking about?
When you guys come to Tampa, I'm taking you to, everyone Google this, Burns, BERNS dessert room. Everybody Google that. It is its own private upstairs dessert room restaurant that has desserts that are not found anywhere else in the world with ingredients you can't get anywhere else in the world. Then the menu is like 300 items long.
Okay, I have a favorite. I do. I love it.
Do it.
Peach pie.
What is it?
Peach pie.
Peach pie. Peach pie.
Yeah.
Ice cream or no ice cream?
Whipped cream.
Whipped cream. Not surprised by any of that. Oh my Lord. Okay, hold on. Let me scroll down here. Favorite music, band, singer, music? I don't know this answer actually, guys.
Yeah, I don't know this answer either because I don't really listen to a lot of music.
Station on Pandora, maybe?
80s music, 90s.
80s, 90s. Anybody that jumps out that you like?
Yeah, but it's embarrassing. I like Nickelback.
No, nothing wrong with Nickelback. That's fine. I'm a big, I'll tell you, I've been listening. I posted a few pictures too. I love the 90s music, like Smash Mouth and I love Michael Jackson. Who can't like Michael Jackson? Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yes. Bare Naked Ladies.
Yep, Bare Naked Ladies. Eagle Eye Cherry. I love any of those 90s music.
And I really love Lady Gaga a lot. I have mad respect for her. She was such a good actress in American Horror Story.
I think she's an amazing singer, no doubt about it.
I like Lady Gaga a lot. And the Black Eyed Peas. I'm really a big fan of Fergie, believe it or not.
Wow. Okay, so top 3. I'm going to give you 3 because no one can do just one. Top 3 TV shows ever.
Ever?
Ever. Not just now. TV shows, not movies. TV shows.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Ooh, that would be on Kate's top 3 for sure.
Scrubs.
Scrubs. Ooh, Scrubs.
And Roseanne.
Roseanne was just on our TV a little while ago because no one changed the channel. Just saying. Have you watched?
Yeah, I've watched the reboot.
The Connors.
Yeah, I've I rewatched the entire show getting ready for that reboot. Then they canceled it and they brought it back. I liked Roseanne for Dan. He reminds me of my own dad. So
yeah, you know, John Goodman was an amazing actor, still is. Okay, the last one I have for you, and this is 2 answers in one, but it's the same. I want your guilty pleasure, but I also want a YouTube only guilty pleasure. Your normal life guilty pleasure and your YouTube guilty pleasure. What do you watch on YouTube that is like, besides resellers? Can't be reseller.
You know the answer to that, and you just want to hear me say it.
It can't be reseller related. Just what is your guilty pleasure on YouTube?
Who it is. You know who it is.
Wait, YouTube? I know what it is on YouTube?
I do. I talk about her all the time, but I'm like, shh, don't tell anybody I watch her.
Wait, what? Wait, whoa. Now this was not on purpose because I'm drawing a blank here.
All right. Well, my real life guilty pleasure is anything horror, whether it's reading a book or watching a movie. I will skip work and play hooky to pop some popcorn and read a Stephen King book or watch a horror flick. I love anything, and like in October I go absolutely bonkers and play nothing but
she goes no pun intended gaga.
And my guilty pleasure on YouTube is Graveyard Girl.
Oh, Bunny, yes. There's nothing wrong with Bunny.
I feel like she's someone, if I met her in real life, I would love her. I would absolutely get along with her.
Probably would, yeah.
She's crazy, funny.
She is.
She does the stupidest stuff.
Oh, she does. I love her though. She's done some quality content. There's no doubt about it. And her interview with what's his name? Shane Dawson was really good.
Yeah.
I liked, except for her doggone doll room that I can't stand to look at. I had to fast forward.
Her doll room. And what's that place called that she goes to all the time for the weird things? And then she did the ghost hunting in there with Shane.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I know I got to rewatch it. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but her doll room, I had to fast forward.
But I just I'll watch her go to Whataburger and eat. I don't care. I like her. And that's my guilty pleasure. I will watch Bunny do anything. She could be like, I'm going to cut my hair. Well, I've watched her cut her hair. That's not cool. She could clip her toenails on camera and I'd probably watch.
Cringe worthy. Everyone knows my guilty pleasure on YouTube. I watch First Amendment audits. If you don't know what it is, look it up first.
You got Keith watching that.
Yeah, I know. He's probably watching it, getting ideas. No, yeah, I love it. No, one of my other guilty pleasures that I like, real life guilty pleasures, is everyone knows I'm really, really a night owl. And so like, I don't get up at 6 or 7 a.m. like everyone else. I get up at 9 or 10. There's no real secret to that unless I have somewhere to be. So I stay awake when most people go to bed at 10 or 11 p.m. I stay awake till 1 in the morning. So I'm like a 3-hour offset to most people. One of my biggest guilty pleasures, and no offense to Kate or anyone else, at around 11 or 12, all the messages and all the emails and all the YouTube and everything stops. And for like 2 or 3 hours, everything is just silent. Maybe I'm listening to Netflix, I'm not even watching it, or I'm listening to Pandora or whatever it is. Everything just stops. And so my life is insane and crazy. And like I talk to everyone, I love all of it. But as much as I love all of it, those 2 hours of just dead silence are kind of like my guilty pleasure, where I'm like, I look forward to it. And that's almost the reason why I love being a night owl, because I know that time is coming. Where I'm just
I guess that's part of why I love my reading. The last thing I do every night, I read myself to sleep. So when I climb into bed, I climb in with whatever book. I'm currently reading one by Stephen King's son called Nosferatu, which is about to be a series on AMC starring Zachary Quinto.
Is it?
Yes, he's such a good bad guy. He was an American Horror Story. But anyway, I climb into bed. It's dark. I've got the covers. Keith is asleep, and it's absolutely silent. And I lay there and I read something that I fully enjoy reading, not for work, not to learn. Mm-hmm. Just for the pure pleasure of getting involved in a really good story and being out of reality for a little while.
Yeah. No, that's me. I love I think everybody loves a little me time.
And you have to have it. It's not healthy to not have something that you do, whether it's reading, a video game. I just talked about this in my live show the other night. Like, you can't go overboard. You can't spend half your life playing WoW. But if you like video games, set aside a couple hours once a week and work harder that day and take some time off. But you have to do things for yourself. You have to have self-care, or you will absolutely go batshit crazy. Oops,
and then you won't put any time into the actual stuff that matters, because you won't feel like it. You'll feel like you were
You'll have burnout.
Burned out.
I am shedding. All right. I saw 2 questions. I'll go ahead and tackle the, I think it was geared towards me because I mentioned filler items.
Yes.
So bread and butter or filler items are going to be different for everybody, just because everybody's cost of goods is different. I can tell you that we get a lot of items for 99 cents. So what we consider bread and butter would be ties and men's shirts that sell between 12 and 16 to 18. And the bread and butter jeans that I get for 99 cents that will flip for 18 if they're first class, like the smaller sizes, to like 22, 24. That's what we consider bread and butter and filler. The jeans, I would say, would be like Old Navy, Gap, American Eagle, sadly and unfortunately Lucky brand and Black Market are now bread and butter. But yeah, so it's going to be different for everybody. Like, what are your bread and butters?
For us, it's 2 main things. So we sell a lot of like button down and like short sleeve fishing shirts, like a lot of the basic Columbia, Real Legends, even maybe Cuba Vera. They're all going to be like right at 15, 16 bucks, 17 bucks. I pay $1 up to like $2.50 for them. Those are pretty basic one. I sell a lot of t-shirts that I buy for $1. Our Salvation Armies are pretty much $2 shirts, and so on half off day they're 99 cents. We just sold a Guy Harvey shirt today with a pirate ship and a shark on it for $15 flat, free shipping, that we paid 99 cents for. So those end up being 14 profit, less fees and shipping. We make $9 on them. So $8.50 to $9, and so those are bread and butter. On our shoe side, most of the shoes that I buy used, open box used, or returns or whatever, they cost me about $5 a pair, anywhere from 4 to 6 a pair, and we usually get about 25 to 30 out of them. Like our Reebok, our Adidas, our Fila, Puma, all of those running memory foam athletic type shoes, which actually we just listed some that we have to put away. So we're into those for $5 a pair. There's 2, 4, 6, 7, 14, 16 pair there. So I paid $80 for all of those, and they're all listed at like 25, 29, 32. And so we'll sell all those and we'll make about $10 a pair on them. So I can make, on those 16 pair, I can make $160 and I paid 80. So, it takes half the pairs to get our money back and then the other half for profit. Those are bread and butters for us.
Yeah. So Heather, if you're still here, I did see your question. We answered it. I hope that helped you. Treasure Hustlers is naming Angry Drivers Attack as their guilty pleasure.
Oh no.
That's one of ours. Oh my God, we love watching those. Me and Keith watch them together. And then we call Casey and tell him, "You gotta stop. You're gonna get your house kicked."
Don't watch today's video.
Oh my God. You're gonna no.
Favorite place to source.
I'm gonna tell on you. If that's okay.
Go ahead.
So I got a call this evening from Casey who said I better be glad he wanted to do this live show with me because it kept him from going to jail.
It's possible. It's possible.
No, I don't think you can go to jail for speaking your mind, but you never know.
Everyone's going to go look now and I'm going to be in big trouble.
No, you're fine. What was the other? There was a question about
favorite place to source online is the only one I saw.
Poshmark. It was way at the beginning.
Somebody said, hang on. I know what you're talking about. I know where it is. It's, give me a second. 1 second. I got it. I'm Instagram. Oh, I thought I had it. Yeah, sorry. Who asked I can't even remember who asked it. I'm still scrolling up. Oh, here we go. Are you taking down your winter clothes because it's summer? And I would put that in the seasonal thing. So you can go ahead and take that.
Nope, absolutely not. If it's up, it's up. I've already done the work. It'll sell. It's cold somewhere.
Yeah, it's winter in half the world. And even when it's not winter here, people like to buy stuff to get, feel like they're getting a deal during summer to stock up for winter. Yeah,
we've sold coats to people in Hawaii in July. And then on the opposite end, you do want to have swimsuits and stuff up in the winter months because people go on cruises.
Yeah, we do well. I'm lucky because I live in a place that has summer around the clock, around the whole thing. Like it's always bathing suit season here. And so we always have access to all that stuff. And so we get it cheap cheap. It's overflowing here. And so a lot of people that live in, Minnesota, Montana, Chicago, where it's snowing in May, they don't have access to that stuff because no one has it. And so they'll go online to look for it. So always, list everything. I mean, if you can, especially if you have the free listings, and even if you're going over your listings, if you, are listing 100 extra items at 10 cents a piece and it's costing you $10 a month, for those 6 months out of season, that's $60. And even if you just sell a couple items a month, you're more than going to make the money than if you didn't have them listed. So just
here's a question from Minia. I'm really sorry if I said that wrong. Should you be overstressing white background? You can get a roll of white paper like that for like $3 or $4. Put it up, solves all your problems. And you're not really cropping because and you can search my channel or Casey's channel. We both have videos showing how to do this setup. And it's really inexpensive. Like the roll of paper is so cheap. And I think we're on our second roll in like 2 years.
Yeah, I've only replaced mine once ever.
Well, I fell on the first one. I ripped it.
I didn't know that.
I knocked the light over and it fell into the paper and it started to rip. And then I was like over.
Wait, were you in the save the light mode and not the paper mode? Like, save the light.
Save the lights. They're worth more money.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah. We've cut our, so we had the roll that was it's 5 feet across or whatever it is, but it's like 12 feet long. So Kate had rolled 6 feet out and then we destroyed that 6 feet in the first year. So then we cut it off and re-rolled the next one down. And then so it's good for a year at least, if not 2 years, if you don't really destroy it, for sure.
Yeah, if you're not Star. What are we drinking tonight? I have just water here with lemons in it.
I'm not drinking anything because my MGM cup is empty, turns out. It was rum and Coke for a minute.
It was water with lemons, and then I just have a Pepsi Max. When we get off of here, I got some pineapple vodka. I'm curious.
Oh, you know what? Kate had me buy a bottle of vodka the other day, and they always attach these little free mini bottles to try. Like, hey, buy our vodka, bottle of vodka, and we'll give you a little free mini one of flavored. It came with pineapple. Kate hates pineapple, so we haven't even opened them yet. But if you're trying pineapple vodka, I'm going to try pineapple vodka tonight too.
Well, mine's like this. That's the Pinnacle brand. They have the giant ones on sale right now for $16. And so I've been traveling around the flavors. Peach was really good.
Pinnacle, by the way.
Sprite. Huh?
That's Pinnacle, by the way.
Whatever.
And that's the same pineapple I have. I have here. I could hold on.
I'm not gonna go get mine. It's big and heavy. But yeah, I tried the peach and the cherry and the grape. It's all really good with Sprite.
See,
Mountain Dew, but not really dark soda.
So they attach when you buy the bottle of Pinnacle, the fifth of Pinnacle, for like whatever $20, they give you one of these for free.
Oh,
I haven't opened it yet.
It's like the giant alcoholic size bottle. They have them on sale for $16 a bottle.
Yeah, they did it for sale there too.
Forever, for months. So I just have been trying all the different flavors.
No, I used to do that, but the problem, you're getting inside information here from both of us. We used to do the flavors. The problem is if you buy a pineapple bottle, a whole bottle of pineapple, you're stuck with pineapple and you have to find appropriate mixers because pineapple vodka with strawberry juice may not work very well, whatever. And so we started buying just the normal non-flavored because you can mix it with anything. Yeah. Because every time now they attach this little free, we get flavored. And I'm like, oh, we could try pineapple now. Last month it was coconut. And so we have all these little bottles. I'm like, and then these ones you can pour your glass, life hack, pour your glass full of vodka. You don't need to use this as a drink. Just splash it in there and you'll get the flavor and you'll get to try it out. And you can make 10 pineapple drinks if you want.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I have found, like I said, that almost every single flavor is good with Sprite. So we get Sprite Zero. All right. Do we pass on really good? I'm getting off of the alcohol.
Yeah, let's get pineapple vodka with cocoa rum. Had a rum. That's all everyone wants to talk about.
Do you pass on really good brands if they have a small flaw? No. If they're really good. We sold a Robert Graham once that literally was covered in coffee stains. We ran it through the wash with OxyClean. Most of it came off, but it still had visible coffee stains. But it was a Robert Graham. It was a bad size. It was small. We still got, $20-25 for it. So he said, He sounds like Sling Blade in there.
I think that she's lying and they didn't want to tell me they bought an extra large that was in perfect condition.
No, we tried to give you one for Christmas one year. You told us not to.
I know.
See?
I don't like taking stuff. But if anybody comes across an extra large, please make it available for me to buy, as long as it's not striped.
This shirt did not come from Five Below. I saw that question come by. I can't find who said it, so sorry. But I actually got this Goodwill for 99 cents.
Treasure Hustlers asked that.
Oh, yeah, 20. It was not $20. It was 99 cents. I got this and Batman versus Superman and a Suicide Squad shirt all in one haul. I've been getting a lot of shirts lately and keeping them for myself. They're going to be my Vegas shirts. I got a Green Lantern and a Captain Marvel and a Deadpool.
I'll tell you what, when I was younger and poor and broke and didn't have money to like buy new shoes, I obviously didn't care about brands because I couldn't afford them. I'm talking about when I moved to Florida when I was 20, 21, 22. I had no money, like none. I moved here with my parents and I didn't have a job, and I started reselling, and I used the money from everything I sold in Maryland to move here to have money to resell. And so I didn't have a spare dollar. As I got older, 25, 26, 27, I started making money. I was in the cell phone business. I was making money. I mean, thousands of dollars a week, just money rolling in, bought my house, had nice cars, whatever. I started saying, man, I got to buy Gucci and Louis Vuitton. I'm like, I need this and that. Not literally, but almost. Where I'm like, oh, let's go spend $500 on clothes like an idiot. And then as I got to be 30, I was like, man, I'm an idiot. Like, why do I need a $500 pair of shoes? Like, whatever. And I started like just actually caring. Now, I have a love and obsession of Robert Graham shirts, but I do not go to Robert Graham and spend $250 on shirts. That is crazy. I go to Poshmark and eBay and I buy them, or I get you nice people to find them in the thrift stores and sell them to me for a good price, because that's where I get most of them, is from everyone that I buy them off of. I still don't go and spend a fortune on clothes. I wait till Men's Warehouse has like buy 3 pair of jeans, get 50% off. I'm not going to spend $100 on a pair of jeans. I'll spend 50 because jeans are quality, but even then I don't like it. I try to buy stuff. I try to get deals.
I like Not Your Daughter's jeans a lot, and I get them for 99 cents.
Yeah, I mean, look, I bought a pair of silver jeans for myself for $2.99. I mean, they're $100 jeans. I'm not going to go spend that. It's crazy. As you get older, you learn.
Yeah, I used to be the person, but I also had a really good job that made really good money. And I was young and didn't care. I would go to Hot Topic and drop $100 on the Night of the Living Dead hoodie because I like Night of the Living Dead. I would go to the comic book store and drop $25 on a Harley Quinn shirt. Now I have tons of cool shirts. You guys have seen them, rotated through the videos, and they're all like 99 cents, maybe $1.99 if they weren't on sale.
Yeah.
And even if I made $1 million a year, I don't think I could ever go back to just being like dropping that kind of, because there's other things to spend your money on.
Yeah. Not to mention the coolest stuff is on eBay and Posh. Anyways, you find some stuff that you can't find anywhere else on some of these sites.
Oh yeah, awesome. I have one of my favorite Marvel shirts is from Poshmark.
Like a Tales from the Crypt Halloween Horror Nights shirt that you probably never should have sold because it was definitely an extra large. I know, I'm an idiot. No, somebody made fun of me in a video, in a comment, probably like a couple weeks ago, a month ago, about the Freddy versus Jason shirt that I have, where they're sitting in inner tubes down the river, and they're in front of Camp Crystal Lake or whatever, and I love it, and everyone loved the shirt, and somebody commented on there was like, doesn't Walmart sell that shirt? And I was like, yeah, I think they do, and like, it's Freddy and Jason floating down the river on inner tubes. It's awesome, and I paid like $7 for it. Have a nice day.
Wear that.
Yeah, I love it. Or the Strangers shirt, the movie Strangers that I despise. It's the scariest, most haunted freaking show ever. Movie that came when I bought the DVD collection in circa 2003. It came with a T-shirt that I never opened, never wore because I was scared to death. So this was a 15-year-old shirt that was in perfect shape, never been opened. I finally opened it up because it was an extra large. We looked at it, and now I wear it because it's the Strangers. People are like, Stranger shirt? That's so lame. Don't you have money to buy like Adidas or Burberry? I'm like, sure, but why? Because this is an awesome shirt. Like,
yeah, I live in graphic tees, and each one means something to me. Like, it's a comic book character I like or a movie I like. I live in them. People could think I'm lame. I'm a nerd. I don't care.
Yep, and I don't care. You know what? Listen, if you want me to wear Burberry shirts every day, please go buy them and ship them to me. I'll be happy to wear them for you.
I wouldn't. I did have a job once where I had to dress up. Nope. Never again. I want to wear only jeans and pajama pants.
Yep. And I mess stuff up. I know my job's not manual labor and I'm not like out digging in people's yards, but somehow I ruin everything I get except rubber grams. But why am I going to pay a bunch of money for crap that I might mess up anyways? Because
I have like a basket full of sunglasses that I get at yard sales for 10 cents a piece because I'm forever losing them, sitting on them, breaking them. So I don't spend money on those either. So you guys, we have been on here for over an hour. So if you have any last minute questions, throw them up in the chat real quick. We'll try to get to you. You can always come back when this goes up as a replay and put your comment in the comments, question in the comments. Casey said thrift battle when she's here. Is that a challenge?
That is. It's on. They're gonna. This is down the road a little bit, month to month, but at some point in time, Keith and Star are going to come visit. Actual Tampa. They were in Florida, but we all met in St. Augustine, which is a few hours away. They're going to actually come to town here, and I will take them around my area, and we will do a thrift battle. The minute they're here, we'll do it.
Yeah, we're aiming for October again. It's going to kind of like be our annual Halloween trek to Florida to see Casey.
Yay.
But yeah, we can do that. That's absolutely doable. I don't see any more questions coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of talking at you guys real quick. In the description box below, you will find the link. Like, everybody knows who Casey is, but in case you've been living under a rock, the link to his YouTube channel, his Instagram, and his free Facebook group are down below. He does have paid groups. You can find out about those in his free group. And then a little bit below that is the link to our Facebook group. We're still growing. We're still little. So if you're not in there, please join us. It's called the Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. A bit of trivia for you. That's what a group of hippos is called. A pod. So yeah, follow Casey, join his group. Go subscribe to him on YouTube if you're not. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do it. Help us feed some hungry hippos, guys. We got lots and lots of hippos around here. More coming in every day. I just got another package today that'll be opening tomorrow. I guess that's it.
Anything else?
Thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up. It helps the channel.
Hit the like button. It really does help the channel. It helps them get more exposure so more people can come learn. It does not pay us to get likes, but it definitely helps. So give her a thumbs up before you roll out of the channel. It's right down there. Yep. And make sure you're subscribed too, because you'll get updates automatically that come in whenever she posts videos. She covers a lot of good topics, a lot of good information. Some of that information is news to me, which is why I watch some of it too. We can always learn something. My goal for every day is to always learn something new every single day. So,
yeah, I learn something new from you guys all the time.
Yep. We watch, like I said, we watch each other, we talk to each other. So don't think of it as a competition. Just watch the channel, watch the content, and learn something.
Yep. I do want to say one thing. I am going to give a clue in a second to who's going to be my guest next week. And you guys can comment when the video goes up for replay, when it loads to the channel. You can leave in the comments your guess as to who it's going to be. And then on Thursday, I'm going to drop an even bigger hint inside of our Facebook group for you to try to guess who it's going to be. Dun, da, da, da. This reseller makes everyone feel like they're at home.
Ooh. Wait, I'm disqualified because I already know the answer.
Yeah, I told you the whole lineup I had so far. But look at that. I'm such a child. I have a pen mark on me. Okay, so if you think you know who it is, this reseller makes everyone feel like they're at home. At home. Ooh. When we other resellers are around this person. So that's it. I know the answer. Sorry. Yeah, you do know the answer. You see where I'm going with the clue, though, right?
I do. Good clue. Good clue.
All right. So join my group. Join Casey's group. Subscribe to both of us. Help us out. Thumbs up. If you have questions later, leave them down below. I'll get to them in like 2 weeks, or tag me in the group. I get to that like every hour. I think that's everything. So thank you, Casey, so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being the guinea pig for the very first episode of the new series.
Nice. I love popping cherries and being the guinea pig. I'm good with that.
That doesn't sound right.
It's okay.
I gotta, woo, we're live. I can't be snorting and all. All right. And for everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us and participating in the trivia and the this or that, and for your questions and for hanging out with us. Time is money, so when you give me your time, it means a lot to me. I do value you guys. I'm going to have to get up and go turn this off because I don't see Keith sneaking in to do it. Yeah, he's not coming. Is he coming? You sneaking? He's not sneaking. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I have to actually walk around to turn this off so you can like look at Casey waving as I go. But you guys, thank you again so much.
Thanks, everybody.
I love you guys. See you next time.
Good night.
Go from money, money, money. Oh, boy, I can't reach. Okay, we're going all...